Hey guys, what's up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy, Daki. I'm so happy to be in your faces. I have with me in the studio the man on the phone, bad guy, taking the car backward, talking about Donny First Key.
Yo guys.
So what's good?
What's good? What's popping? I'm alright, bro.
Last time we told him to barb his hair, he did barb his hair. You guys should do another campaign. Let's start that campaign. Hashtag go and barb your hair.
I want to make my hair, so I'm
Woo! This is like what's the English word now? Privy information, yeah. So like a privilege. You guys knew first that you want to barb or wants to make his hair. That's what the coming days look like for this hair. We'll do a reaction for the hair. But anyways, let's talk about star boy of the moment, the guy who thinks
Remy boy.
I think I have to apologize. I'm one of the people that felt like when he got to it, I was like, nah, no more way forward again. For me, it's down.
Right.
And then the next week, it remained at 8. Nothing happened. And then the following week, like a 7. Okay. So all of that, we'll talk about all of that today. But moving on straight up, let's see. We saw Rema at the Jimmy Fallon show.
Yeah.
Ashake was there recently where he did his beat and people loved the performance and everything. For Rema, how do you think he fared on the show?
Rema's performance at the Jimmy Fallon was lovely. It was electrifying.
Yeah.
Because I love the entry, I love the intro, I love the synergy with the musician, I love the stage management. Like the crowd control too was there as well. Like bro, his performance has actually grown because there's just one thing with doing something repeatedly. The more you do it, the better you get. You are at it. The more like he was very it felt like he was in his house. Like he was very comfortable. He was very relaxed. So I actually enjoy. I watched it a couple of times. Like okay, no, this is actually really really good. I think what they do before they go on these international shows, they must have performed severally and same like the Ashake's, Jimmy Fallon was really, really lovely. Like, he don't rehearse, everything done there on set. And then, like Afrobeats, coming up. Before now, Whiskey, they don't know, but they go all the shows.
Bro,
but right now, the story has changed, narrative is changing. Like, everybody's, bumping. And Rema actually gave, his best performance that night.
When I was talking, I was laughing. Yeah, that's because I'm going to get a very short story here. So, apparently, when I started working with Costa, yeah, and that's what he said, when you do something, you get better at it. And my first, I think the dark one was like, I should come and do perform crush. It was a Muslim celebration, yeah. So I went to see this movie, Thor.
Yeah.
Thunder, Love and Thunder. Yeah, Love and Thunder. So I was supposed to do a review for it. It was here. I watched that review, I was ashamed of myself. I was doing now. The man now went and came back and then they now fought. My brother was like, guy, you're a pastor. I think that was the last time I did for one question. I said, I'm not doing it again. I don't do. But actually, that was the last time. But yeah, Rema had an amazing outing at the Jimmy Fallon show. Moving on now, we've seen, sorry, Rema, with Reason You.
I take are you available?
Why is that song having like, why are people giving holiday credence more than Reason You? Is it because you dropped the same time?
Well, because Holiday is like feel good, ballpy kind of song. Reason You is like Bad Commando, Rema, vibe of those back then. So it is the trap guys, the chilled boys that actually enjoy Reason You. But then Holiday now for everybody say, hey, every day in a holiday, me just dance, me just feel good,
I think for some reason you did my German movies. But then Reason You surpassed 3 million streams.
I actually prefer Reason You to Holiday as well.
True. Plenty. Past 3 million streams on Spotify. And then Rema biggest song so far, we have 2 of them. Calm Down remix and then Normal Calm Down. Normal Calm Down, we have 117 million. And then the remix, which had Selena on it, had about 332 million plus streams. Making it the total of, I don't know if I know much now, making it a total of 449 million.
Yeah.
Bro! Yeah. Yeah, 4.9 million, amazing one for this guy. We saw Rema Calm Down spending 32 weeks at the top. Rema Calm Down and Gomez extends his record as the longest running #1 song in history of Billboard Afrobeat chart. There were fears of how people expected that Davido would top this chart at the time and everything.
I believe Davido will still get to #1.
How long?
Let's just watch. Time will tell.
Because the way you know is fact that if you start dropping, you start declining from the billboards of the Hot 100. Yeah. So if Rema is still doing good on the Hot 100s, what are the tendencies that are going to drop on the Afrobeat chart?
Now let's look at it from this angle. Yeah. When you come into a chart, your debut and then the following will determine what will become of you. Davido debuted on top 10 with Unavailable at number 8. So next week would now determine if it will get to number 1 or not. What it does next week, if it by next week it goes to 4, then there are chances that okay, it's most likely will get to 1. When Rema came on the chart, it didn't start at number 1. It was gradually, it was rising up. So that's why I said that okay, I feel like Davido would actually get to number 1.
Anyways, moving on, so Calm Down spending 14 weeks at the Indian music industry. It became the second longest running number 1 song in the history of the Indian music industry. Amazing one for this one. I think it kind of tied up with Love One City.
Yeah, it's a tie right now.
Yeah, it's a tie right now with CK. And that's one. Moving on to so for the Hot 100, these are the biggest so far. Last week, he was the only African to have done it. This week, he has broken his own record again. To peak at number 7. Number 1, Morgan Wallen, SZA, Miley Cyrus, Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, Pink,
Morgan is back on number 1.
Morgan is back, yeah. Yeah, he left last week, yeah. Morgan is back, and Taylor Swift was number 8. And then, Boys Alliance number 6, and then Calm Down is on number 7 as we speak. Picked yesterday and everything. Now, looking at the way the song is going, last week it did not move it. It didn't move an inch, it's and everything. Now it's on number 7. What are the coming days looking like for this song?
Right now, man, you cannot even predict or tell what is going to happen in the coming days, because personally, I didn't see it actually becoming this big or getting to number 7. And this like okay, this is like one of the future of Afrobeat, and it shows that okay, Afrobeat is actually going to be a really, really, really big genre of music, because bruv, with time, man, the narrative has changed. Like, it has changed completely. And before you know it, man, Afrobeat will definitely do number 1 on this Billboard 100 in coming years.
True.
Like, it is just very close, just ahead of us right now. And then I really, cannot wait for that moment. But for me, Rema, Selena, Calm Down, Billboard 100. I would want to, positive mind, pitch it to get to top 5, of the charts.
Top 5 for the chart. What are the chances? Because obviously, we know to get to 7 was a task. It was a long time to get to 7. And then just like Whiskey did when he got to 9, and then from 9, the decline began. For Rema, do you think, because over here, from Rema's end, the pushing is not like that again. It's not more going on tours as it were like that again. And so whoever is pushing this song is from there. And then maybe the Selena factor and all of that. Moving on, now that the vibe has even ended from his own part and everything, do you still think there are chances that because before we get here, we saw where it was at NBA games. He has been on a couple of places. World Cup just ended, which obviously was one of the biggest songs that was played over the World Cup and everything. Now is a whole different ball game. Are you still seeing the progression and all of that again?
Well, what they use, in pitching songs for the Billboard 100 are different metrics. They use the streaming. They use the off-air plays, that's in regards to offline radios, television stations, YouTube numbers. So it is not just streaming that they use. They use a lot of criteria, to check out, okay, this is eligible to go up, eligible to come down. Units sold, like actually money made from it as well. Not just, everybody stream and who is actually buying, are people buying? Are people actually requesting for it? How well is it doing on social media? All of these things, are what would be considered. It may just happen that people start requesting for Calm Down on radios in the US, or people start, some people just start waking up to Calm Down and then start shazamming. Anything can actually happen.
True.
So it is very possible that, okay, it rises up to top 5, but then it's also a dicey one because, man, 7, no one saw 7 coming. So the fact that no one saw 7 coming could make 5 happen, or 6, or you could even leave the chart at the end. But then the record has been made, history has been made, and that is a really, really good one. Big shout out to Rema. Kudos to Rema, young king doing massive things.
Anyways, we're trying to lose conversation. Yeah, but final question: if Rema attain top 5,
are
you seeing top 1 in view?
No.
at all.
The only reason that why we would even do a top 5 is if maybe a big dog doesn't drop a project. If a Drake or a Nicki or a
Beyonce will not drop.
Or a Taylor Swift or anybody of the big boys over there, if they drop a Justin Bieber or anybody, it's obvious, you know what's going to happen to the charts.
Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of this one, and then I'm going to ask you guys this final question. Rema is that guy who has made top 7, making him the first African to try to achieve this one. Do you think he can make a top 5? Do you think he can go as far as leaving top 5 to become the number 1 on the Hot 100, the Billboard Hot 100 in the US? If you think it's possible, let's join our fates together and come to the comment section and wish him the best.
If he enter number 1, he's going to get Grammy. I said so.
Fun fact, not fun fact, fact said by Don Fesky. If you get number 1, he's going to get the Grammys. But then he can't get the Grammy for this year because it's past.
Watch.
He won't get the Grammy for this year.
Watch.
Let's watch and see. Guys, we'll catch you guys in the very next one. Stay safe, guys, and be careful.